All right, good afternoon, all. This is our first tutorial on data science. We'll be talking about basics of Excel. Excuse me. So I'll be introducing you to Excel basics. So I'll be starting from the menu, right? This is Excel. For you to get an Excel application package, you must have installed Microsoft Office Suite. So in Microsoft Office Suite, we have several softwares, among which we have Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and many other packages, in Microsoft Office Suite. Now, I'll be focusing on Excel, and the purpose of this is to understand Excel as a data science tool. Before we go further, I talk about menu. Look at this is what they call menu, where you see file, right? You see home, insert, page layout, formulas. And as I'm clicking on each and every menu, you see that the content of the menu is changing on the ribbon. This is called ribbon, right? This is called ribbon. You can minimize your ribbon. You can also uh, expand the ribbon by clicking on a particular menu. But once you click on the particular menu, don't forget that the ribbon has been minimized. For you to get the ribbon stable again, you click on pin, so you can pin the ribbon, right? Once you pin the ribbon, you see the minimize button again, right, to collapse the ribbon. So the menu you see, the information you see on the ribbon panel depends on the menu you choose. That's for that. Then the next one I'll be talking about is the address name, or we call it name box. Look at this. The indicator shows I'm on a particular column, while the name box shows the address of that column. Look at this is K and this is 8. So that is shown on the name box K8. If I click on another one, you see this is H and this is 10. So that is H10. That's the name box, right? Then the next one is the formula bar. Anywhere you click on, any column you indicated, whatever it is you have written in the formula bar will be shown in the choosing column. So you can see if I type anything inside the name box, suppose I type dog breed. Now you can see I've typed it. If I hit this cancel, this red one, if I click on it, whatever it is I typed inside that formula bar will disappear. You can see, and it will no longer show in the current selected cell, right? But if I go back there and I do dogs breed, and I do dog breed, if I click on this mark, then it is accepted and to come here. So look at something. If I go to the next one and I do name of dog, then I do age. If you look at this column F8, I mean F7, look at that F7. In the formula bar, you can see dog's breed. And then in the cell, you can only see parts of the label, right? If you click on G7 as well, you can see name of dog, right? But in the cell, you can only see name of D, that means part of the written information. How can you adjust that? Then that comes with this label. You can see all this label. In between the G and the H, right? That is where it's supposed to overlap. Okay, let me show you another instance. Let's say I typed um dogs. Let's say I do dogs price of, or let me say dogs cost price. Now you can see that dogs cost price overlap to J, right? But if I come to the J, that's the J7, and I say dogs selling price, you'll see that the I7, some information is lost. And how do we adjust all of these anomalies? So all you just have to do is the line in between, or let me say the line in front of that label. This is label F, and in front of that F, that line, you double click on it, then it shows it. If you go to G as well, double click on it, it shows it. If you go to I, then you double click, and if you go to J, you double click. You can have them well fitted into their cell. So that is that on cell data input. If you want to input your data, just click where you want the data to be affected, go to your formula bar, and then type what you are going to type, so that I can say that, okay, dogs cost price, dogs selling price. I can say profit. I can say profit, and I should see what I have typed in the formula bar here. Then I can press enter to accept it. Is that taken? So another thing I want us to understand is this whole thing is called sheet. This whole thing, this whole working space is called sheet, right? It's a sheet. Look at sheet one. You can change this sheet, right click on it, rename, and you can call it dogs, or let me call it bully record. I can call it bully record. So why that? The reason is I can have as many as possible sheets, right? Sheet two, sheet three. How will I know the sheet I'm working on? That is why I need to, label my sheet, so that I can go directly to that label and do what I need to do with it. So I can rename this guy and say bully shop workers. Really? So that I can come here and rename this guy and say bully sales record. So that enables me to click to navigate, right? To navigate the sheets that I'm working on. So that is that on renaming a shell and adding a shell. Don't forget, click on this plus and a shell will be added. Say uh, bully annual audit, right? I can do that. So now another thing I want us to understand is what exactly is a cell, right? A cell is intersection of the label letter and what? And number, row number. That is the intersection where the number and the label intersected is what is what? A cell or a column, a cell or a column. And then the D9 will show on the name box. It's telling you, you can use that, is an indicator to tell you this is where you currently are on the worksheet, that I can say I want to go to D19, and it definitely will take me to D19. So that is that on that. The next thing I want to explain to you is the amount of information that could be entered into the particular sheet. So that depends on the version of Excel you are running. This is 2016. So this maximum I can enter here as per the column is X FD. Y maximum I can enter for the row is 1,048,576 records is what I can enter, right? Or rows. Row here is the same thing as a record. Row is a record, record is a row. While column is cell, cell is a column, right? So then the next thing I want to show to you is how can we perform basic data entry, right? I will go to the boolean record here and I will rename it. I will delete everything, right? Yeah, delete. So then boolean shop will be renamed to student record, right? Or I can rename it to student examination record. So we can say student examination examination record. Is that taken? So here now I can make this one serial number. Then I move to the next column, I make it names. Move to the next column, I make it maths, English, physics. If you notice, you see I'm not clicking on the formula bar, right? And I told you that you can use the formula bar to enter your data. Yes, that's right. You can just click on a column and start typing. It works as well. You can click on a column and start typing physics, maths, English. Like I can say this guy is total, and I move to the next one by using my arrow key. You know, you have arrow keys, right? English, physics, total, and I say average. Now, another way you can, another method of data entry, right? If I under names, if I say Ade Shola, right? Immediately I press enter, it goes to the next row. Agboluaje gift, say Uchenna, right? Uchenna, say Obinna, okay. Augustina, Samuel, Umar. Alright, so these are names. You see, as I'm entering a particular name, I hit enter, it goes to the next line. So another way that I can also, another method of data entry is that I can do range entry. How do I do that? I can do range entry. How do I do that? So I'll just block what I want to do. From that math, I'm entering to Umar and I'm entering physics and English as well. So look at the white area. That is the current location for data entry. I can say 56. When I press enter, it goes to the next line. I can say 78, 43, 67. Oh, sorry. Now, you see, I've made a mistake now. And I cannot click because I've already done a range entry. I've already selected the range where I want to enter. So how can I go back to that 67? All you have to do to go back is press shift tab, shift tab, shift tab, then it goes back to that 6, right? In reverse. Or I can say 67 right now and hit enter, 78, 32, 45, 67. Now immediately I press enter, it goes to under English and go in that chronological order. So I could say 78, 45, 67, 87, 88, 65, 45, and 78. Can go to the next one and say 87, 46, 77, 54, 43, 45, 65. Now I'm done. That is iterating. It can never go beyond the range because that's my selected range. It can't go beyond that. It has been selected, it's been selected. It can't go beyond that, right? So I'm done and I go under total. Please listen to this very well. You can always reverse if you are not getting it. There are two methods to perform calculation. How? I mean, before you start performing your calculation, I can hit equal sign, click on what I want to add, click plus, click on the next thing I want to add, click plus, and click on the last thing I want to add, and I press enter. Now I have started my calculation with equal sign, meaning before you perform any numerical calculation here, you must start with what? Equal sign. Another way is that you can start with plus sign, plus, you click on the first one, plus the second one, plus the third one, and you press enter. So after doing that, you can see that I have used equal sign and I've also used plus sign to start. It's not ideal to start with negation. It's not ideal to start with negation. So you cannot start with multiplication anyways, because if you do multiplication, it's not recognized indicator for numerical calculation. You can also not start with forward slash, that is called addition, what is it called, division. However, you can say equals to whatever divided by whatever, so it's going to give you the answer. So what we want to do now is performing calculation, right, using auto sum. How do we get auto sum? You can click on home and then you see auto sum here, right? Once you click on auto sum, see what happened. It automatically picked math, English and physics value, right? It automatically pick them, and then it doesn't pick Adesola because Adesola is a label, and label cannot be, calculated numerically. Okay, so I hit enter, then it gives me 221. Now another thing I want you to note is that when I hit auto sum, it's still waiting for me to press enter, right? I can press enter. Now the next time I'm clicking auto sum, you see the change. Look at that. It does not choose horizontal records again. It has chosen vertical. That is to tell you that vertical information are choosing first. But if there's nothing to perform, if there's no calculation to perform vertically, it automatically goes to what? Goes to horizontal. Look at this now. There's nothing vertical, there's no record above the choosing cell. If I click auto sum, it automatically will choose the horizontal records because there's no record above, right? Going to the second one, if I choose auto sum, we only have one record here. 221 is still equals to 221, so nothing to add to it. It will still choose the horizontal information, but that I can add, it will now choose them ahead of what? Ahead of the horizontal one that I want to add. Then it's waiting for me. Am I accepting what it has automatically chosen for me? The answer is no. What I want to add is information on C2, right? It's information on C4. Yeah, C4. This is C label and row 4. Is that row 4? Yeah, row 4. So I want to add information on C4, then I will go to my formula bar and change it to C4, right? To where? To E4, right? E4. Look at that. I have reprogrammed what is adding for me now, that Mr. Man, I'm not adding what you have chosen, otherwise I'm adding C4 to what? To E4. If I go to the next one and I still choose auto sum, it's still choosing the top one, and I can go back there and say no, that's not what I want. I want information from C5. Then I'm going to type C5 and what? C, that's not C, it's E5, right? Then I hit enter. You see that? You can see that. Then another way to do this thing, should I be doing it one after the other? No, I don't need to do it one after the other. I can just go to under total, click on auto sum, and then I hit enter. It has done the first one for me. I can click back on it. Look at this indicator, we call it cell indicator, please. Cell pointer. This guy that is moving is called cell pointer. So if I point at it to that particular cell, you can see one point at the intersection of the right hand side and bottom hand side of that cell, that point, that little green point, I will click on it, see that the indicator change to plus. Look at that, it changed purely to plus. Look at that. So I will now make sure that it has changed to that plus, then I will click and drag down, then it will give me what I want. It will automatically calculate for the rest. Then under the average, I have used AutoSum to add. Most people think AutoSum is only for addition. No, you can use it for many other things. Then I can just click under it and choose average. Immediately I choose average, you see that something has changed. You see that something has changed when I choose the average. It choose maths, English, physics and total. But don't forget, total is not supposed to be part of my averaging, right? And that is F2. I will now go there and say no, I don't need F2, but I need E2, right? E2, that is from C to what? To E2. And then I click enter, then it perform that calculative process and add it for me. I can repeat the same thing by doing this guy, drag it down and it automatically perform the rest. You can verify it. 210 divided by 3 is 70. 195 divided by maths, English, physics. To get the average of the three subjects, we do the addition divided by what? Divided by 3. So we can do is equals to, this is the total, we now say divided by 3. That's still the same thing as what we have done. Then I can now drag it down, then I still get the same thing. So either way, either you do equals to, you click on maths, or you can do range divided by 3 and you hit enter. Oh sorry, that's going to give us a value error. So you can say equals to this guy plus this guy plus this guy divided by 3. Do not commit mathematical blunder. I will come to that very soon after this, right? So it gives us this guy. I can drag down and I still have the same thing. But most often than not, I don't want to stress myself for what Excel can do for me. I'll just go there, right? And I do click on my auto sum, select average, change the range appropriately, right? C2 to E2, change the range appropriately, press enter and then go back there. Make sure that you point at the intersection where you are seeing that green dot, that dot, point there and drag down. Simple as that. So that is how to perform basic calculation on Excel. It is just basic introduction to Excel. We'll be going deeply into other section we have in our syllabus under Excel after this program. I just want everybody to get themselves ready, familiar with the Excel environment, right? Excel environment. So what I want to talk about, the mathematical blunder that I said that we should not commit is, I don't know if you'll be agreeing with me, but anyways, explain. I will still explain. You know, back then, before they update the syllabus in 2012, mathematically we use board mass, right? Board mass. And if you look at board mass, board mass is a bracket of, I don't know, somebody should comment. What is that of? I don't know. Division, right? Division, multiplication, addition, right? And what? Subtraction. Look at that. In some cases, they will tell us that of is multiplication. Then what is the rule for exponential? We don't know. We don't know, right? They will just tell us, okay, fine. When you say exponential, you do that first. But in computing, we are not using board mass. Rather, we are using what is known as either bed mass or paired mass. I'll say bed mass or what? Or paired mass, right? In Ghana, what they do is different. They are the same thing. B for bracket, E for exponential, D for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, S for subtraction. You can see there is no confusion of off. What is off? I don't understand. What is off? And then paired mass is parenthesis, exponential, division, multiplication, and addition. So it's either you say bracket, which is that parenthesis, right? This guy, it's either you call it parenthesis, the reason for the bed mass and for the paired mass, right? So let me now explain this guy to you. If I have written is equals to, right? If I've written, okay, I'll make this an assignment. I'll make this an assignment. I want you to give me your answer. If I say is equals to 5 divided by 3 times 2, what will be the answer? Tell me. Oh no, 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 no. If I say 5 divided by 2 times 6, what will be the answer? If I say and prove your answer. If I say 5, sorry, prove your answer. If I say 5 minus 4 plus 7, and if I say 5 times 8 divided by 2. So use before you use anything, just prove your answer. You can comment your answer on the group chat. I want to see people's opinion on this. Then the next class I'll go on with the explanation of bed mass, and then we'll go on with advance, we'll keep advancing on the use of Excel, right? I can do one, then I can drag this guy down, and I can come here and do fill series, and it automatically will fill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want everybody to attempt this same thing. Change your value, I mean change all these 56, 78, right? Change the value, perform the total processing, then do the averaging, and kindly submit your screenshot on what? On the group chat. Your screenshot on the group chat. Your screenshot on the group chat. Now before I go, I want to advise us how the advice I want to give to us is that this Excel, you can have it on your mobile phone, 100. You can have it on your mobile phone. You can use your mobile phone to follow up currently, but to enjoy the beauty of this program, get a system, either a friend system, your own system. Just get a system and do all these things on the system, because not everything can be done on what? On phone. Although to a reasonable extent you can use your mobile phone to follow up, but when we get to some stage, right, some stages, you won't be able to use your phone to follow up again. Thank you all very much for joining this section. Thank you very much for joining. I would be expecting you in the next class.